successfully completed what is called speed, what is called velocity. That thing we have learned. An introduction I gave you. Today we will read how to draw a displacement vector. How to draw a displacement vector. Suppose there are two situations given over here. Okay. How many situations are given? Suppose two situations are given. Okay. There are two situations which is given over there. Sorry, I wrote chemistry, but it's physics, right? Okay, student, two situations are given. Here you need to explain me which one is displacement, which is distance. Of course, here it is the shortest possible path between point A to point C. So we will call it a distance or displacement, and from point C to point B it is the shortest possible path. We will say it is also kind of displacement. Here, which is the shortest path will be, this will be the shortest possible path. It is your displacement. But here it is your actual path which the body has covered. So here if you will ask, here if question is asked, draw a displacement vector from point A to point B, then what you will do? You will just attach both point A to point B, and this will be your displacement vector. Right? It is the shortest possible path which you can follow. Next, average speed and average velocity. Now the thing is, average speed and average velocity which we need to learn. For this, he has given a beautiful example. We will take the same example which has been given. Okay. Now, it's saying a train named Telangana Express starts at 2 p.m. from Sirpur Kagasnagar and reaches Hyderabad at 8 p.m. the same day as shown in the figure. So, in this figure, what we have seen is Sirpur Kagasnagar station. From here, a train started its journey and reached Hyderabad. It started at 2 p.m. and reached Hyderabad at 8 p.m. on the same day. What are the path it has followed? As you can see, an irregular path it has followed, right? It went to Kazipet, from Kazipet station to again it came to Hyderabad. It took how much time? 2 p.m. Here it is 8 p.m. One thing you can say directly, like clearly you can say that from 2 to 8 it is 6 hours. Can we say that train's speed or the speed is every time same? Here also it is following the same speed, here also the same speed, here also the same speed. Can you say like that? No, obviously no. Why it is no? Because situation changes. Several stations may come, several peoples may come. At each station it has to place like slow down. If nobody is there, train may go little bit faster. So here speed varies. You are getting my point? Speed varies at each and every time, the speed will vary. So what we people will do, we will see how much time the train has taken from reaching, from starting to Kagaspur and up to reaching Hyderabad. It took how much? Around 6 hours, and we will see how much distance it is along, like the whole distance from Kagasnagar to Hyderabad. We will just divide it. The speed which we will get, that is your average speed, students. That will be your average speed. See, Draw a displacement vector from Sirpur, Kagasnagar to Kazipet and Hyderabad. Then let the distance of the entire trip will be 300 km. Suppose the entire distance is 300 km. Now again he is saying to draw a displacement vector. So let us draw a displacement vector over here. How to draw the displacement vector? I have already explained to you several times. What you will do? You have to follow a simple path, right? Straight direction, you will see. This is as you can see, this is our what? Displacement vector. It could be. It is practically not possible, but according to our physics, this is what the shortest possible path. And again, are you sure it is the shortest possible path? No. Which will be the shortest possible path? This one. But what your question says, it has to reach Kazipet, so that is why this is the right one. If Kazipet is not necessary, then from Kagasnagar to Hyderabad, this is the direct line, right? So what we will learn, students, here? The speed is 300 km and it took the entire how much? 6 hours of time. Now, can we say that the train has covered exactly 60 km in each hour? See, now we divide total distance covered, distance by time is called what? Distance by time is basically 300 km by 6 hours. When we will do, how much we will get? We will get 50. This is round. 2 to 3. Yes, 6 hours. Then we will get here 50 km per hour. Am I right? Am I right, students? Yes? 50 km per hour? Okay. The speed of the train is, now basically the speed of the train is 60 km per hour. Then what he is saying, per hour the train travels 50 km. Is it true? In reality, is it true? No, it can never be true, because at each hour it never cleared 50 hours. At some point it has gone, it might have gone 50, at some point it might have gone 60, it might have gone 40, at some point it has reached 75 as well. It entirely depends upon the topography of the particular railway line which we have drawn over here. But what we have seen, we have taken a fairly an average speed. So average speed is nothing but the total distance travelled by an object by total time taken. This formula will be, let me write above. Okay, what it is? Average speed. And write speed, AEG for short, is equal to total distance covered by total time taken. Right? So this will be our average speed. Then what is average velocity? The way I spoke last class, velocity is nothing but displacement by time, and speed is nothing, distance by time. So here your velocity average in place of total I write T, displacement by T time taken. I hope you all got it. This is the formula which I want to say you. Okay? Yes. Here an important note you need to understand, students. The quantities average speed and average velocity explain the motion of a body in a given time interval. They do not give any information about the motion of a body at a particular instant of time. Here, whatever in the diagram, in our previous diagram, whatever we have seen, from that one thing we can conclude that the total distance covered by total time taken is called as average speed. So average speed will give us an idea about the velocity or the speed of a body, but it will never give us an idea instant speed or instant velocity. Remember, instant speed means at any instant of time, what is its speed, what is its velocity, you can never speak. You can only say that yes, for this total area, this will be our average time. This will be our average what period. Okay? That's what you need to learn. Okay. Next. Activity number 3. Measuring the average speed. How to measure average speed? How to measure average speed? How to measure average speed, students? See. Choose 2 points, say A to B, 50 meters apart in the school playground. Ask some student to stand at point A. Ask another group to stand at point B. When you clap your hand, the student A start running towards point B in any path. At the same time, the student B start their stopwatches. See that for each runner, there is a student B to measure the time taken for the completion of the race. Note the time taken by each student to cover the distance between point A to point B. Okay? Suppose this is our school field. Okay? This is our school ground. Okay? We will three points, suppose they are. Okay, student. We will make group. Okay. I'll make. Suppose this is point A B. This is A1 B1. This is A double dash B double dash. 6 students we need. Here 1. Here 1 and this time. 1, 1 and 2. What we need to do? 3 of them are standing over there at point A. We will say them to run. Okay. We have to see. Yes, the B. What is the work of B and B dash and B double dash? They need to hold a stopwatch, so that the moment the boy reached, we need to count his timing. How much time it took to reach the particular man, like particular boy, from point A to point B. Okay. Let us do it. Suppose he started his journey. He covered. He also covered, and he also covered. As we all know, somebody might have too fast, and the one is little bit okay, other one is little bit slow. Okay, so now we have to see who is the faster one, who is okay, and who is the least, like very slow. We will measure in the time. Okay, now what is saying, see here we are measuring the average velocity. Okay, average speed we are measuring. So we will make a table. In the table we have to learn, we have to write about everybody, the student A1, A2, A3, as well as the time taken by them to cover the distance. What you will do? We will make a small table over here. In the table there should be columns in this way. Okay, student A1, student from A2. Okay, how much time it took? Suppose it took T1 time, it took T2 time. Then what will be the average speed? Here in both the cases. What you will do? Distance covered by time taken. Distance covered by time taken. You will get average speed. Okay? Okay. How to measure average velocity? Repeat the whole activity after drawing a set of parallel straight lines from point A to point B and ask student to run along a line. Ensure that each student is covering the same distance along the same straight line specified for him or her from point A to point B. Student, here we don't have to do nothing. Okay. In our first case, what we have taken from point A to point B, a student should run. He can follow any path. He can come like that, or he can go like this as well. Whatever path he can take. In our first case. Now, if you want to measure velocity, then the student must follow the same path. Student must follow the straight line path. He could not, or he should not deviate his path. Okay, he should not deviate his path. First activity, we will say them to run randomly. In second activity, we will say them to run in a particular straight line. If he is running in a particular straight line, we will say it as displacement, right? And here the same thing we will write, and here we will write average velocity, because velocity is nothing but displacement by time taken. So activity number 3 is your homework for this class. Activity number 3 is your homework. Okay? Please finish it. In our next class we will meet with upcoming things like instantaneous speeds and a lot of things. Okay? Until then, bye bye.